Yo, what is going on, guys? Aspect Gaming back once again in my GTNH world, in episode 30. And big things are happening today. So, I've done a little bit of work over here. So, I'm expanding this area out. I don't like the white glass. We're not going to end up using that in the end, but for now, that's just sitting up there because glass is free, as per last episode. And I built a drawer controller. I know that I had one lying around somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So now this stuff in the back here isn't really needed anymore, and I can make a drawer cube with whatever stuff I make from my crop area. And then we can see that these are showing up in the AE system now, because you'd have 4,000 of each of these things. So now we have a little bit more room to play with. So I wanted to deal with these byproducts a little bit more today. And now that I have more room back here, I think the first thing I want to focus on right now for me is steel. If I can get essentially infinite steel, that will help me do a lot of things that I want to be doing. So let's start to get that set up. Before that, I need to hook up calcite and carbon to this drawer cube. So let me do that. I think I got everything I need for this setup. I just want to reiterate that all this is probably temporary. This whole room will probably be torn down at some point because I'm using single blocks for everything. But I mean, you got to start somewhere, so I can't just say... I just can't not do anything forever because I don't have the multi-blocks. I need an energy hatch as well. What do I want to... I need to run this recipe at EV, I think. Yeah. Let's grab that. And then I'm just going to put together all this stuff. So I have a plan for this. Input bus will go here. Actually, let's split these up like this. Input here. And then output here. And then my maintenance hatch, I'll just put it over here. What else do I need? I need my muffler on top. I think that's it. I haven't made a blast furnace in a while, actually. Yeah, that should be everything. The coils go in the middle, of course. I'm using Canthal for this because I just had it lying around. And this is the minimum coil tier for what I want to do, which is the steel thing right here. So it's EV Canthal, 12.5 seconds. Not bad. We'll deal with it. And even though I have pollution on, I still got to make these for some reason, so... Alright, there. We forming? Yep, we're good. And we just repair it. Everything's all good there. Okay, so there's two things that I want to do next. So there's two machines that I want. I'm going to get steel out of this. I'm also going to get a ashes byproduct. So to deal with that, we're going to make a packager. Let me just think about how I want to do this. Do I want to use drawers for this stuff or just send it straight in my AE? I guess we use drawers for now, and then it'd be pretty easy to send it to the AE system later. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So the steel's gonna go here. Now let's just set that up now so I don't forget about it. There we go. Put a torch up here. And then the other part of this is going to be the ashes. So I'm going to get tiny piles of ashes. So let's go get some. I had to make a whole bunch of steel earlier, so I just did this recipe. So these are going to come down. And we're going to send them to this packager. That's not the packager. This is it. And then we'll filter this input so it's only doing these ashes. There we go. And then this will make the... So basically what we're going to do here is put in this schematic 3x3. And these are easy to make. You just assemble it with LV circuits and then steel plates, and then you get one of these. So when I have power on this, it will automatically put these together into ashes. And then I have a plan for the ashes. So you can centrifuge them and get, I think it's centrifuging. Let me double check though. But you can process the ashes and get a lot of nice stuff out of it actually. And if I'm making it as a byproduct from like a lot of different things in my base, we can actually use that and start getting decent results out of them. So these are all things you get out of it. And the most important thing that I really care about is the phosphorus. This makes phosphorus renewable. It is very slow, but I feel like if we have a whole bunch of sources of ash, and I could actually, there's a quicker one that I could do, which is this chemical reactor recipe. If you start mass producing like charcoal or something, you can just chemical react it and make carbon monoxide and ash. And actually, I am doing a carbon monoxide recipe. Do I get ash from that already? I gotta do another pass through. No, I don't, because I'm using carbon. It's too clean of a recipe, I guess. But yeah, I gotta start using the byproduct ashes for that reason. So if I get like a whole bunch of byproduct ashes from various processes in the base, eventually we'll have a lot of them coming in and we can just process them that way. That's how I see it, at least. It's better than voiding it, in my opinion, so. And then, no, that's fine. It won't be too fast. I won't be able to handle it ever unless I like mega upgrade this. All right, and then the last part of this, I need an MV electrolyzer. So I guess it's just gonna go here. This could be a pretty compact setup, actually. And then how do I want to do this? Let's do it like this. I guess I'm gonna need another drawer controller for over here. I feel like I've heard that drawers are laggy, though. I don't know. I feel like I've heard that. And I'm gonna get two things out of this setup, which is iron dust and sulfur. The sulfur goes here and the iron dust goes here. Lock both of those. And then the iron dust is going to come into this blast furnace as well. Okay. That needs to not do that. We're almost good with this. This is a pretty simple setup. I don't even know why I'm spending that much time on this, but I guess there's no reason for me to skip. If I skipped everything that wasn't like super interesting, don't worry about that. That's just my Thaumcraft warp. But I mean, if I skipped everything that wasn't like super interesting, what would there be? Like, it wouldn't feel like you're actually on the journey with me, I guess. So extract, always active, insert, insert. And then this shouldn't be connected either. Okay, cool. So now all this needs is power to be hooked up. We're going to need EV here, transform it down twice, transform it down again to hit that. And then we're all good here. So that should get us steel for days, basically. And it's 100% renewable. It might be slow, but I could always upgrade my farms, which I probably will do. Because I don't know, I just enjoy the prospect of having renewable stuff like this that... Okay, you know what, other problem. We need to get carbon in here as well. And I don't want it to ever overflow with one or the other. I guess if I do an ME export bus on this, and then I guess this is the angle here. If I ME export bus in this direction, and this might actually need to be on this face of it. So let's see. Yeah, it doesn't want to go. This doesn't want to insert into the side of the input bus. You know, this is actually a question. If I have two different input buses, and one input bus is carbon and one is steel, will the recipe still run? I could try to test that out, because I've actually never really tried that before. I don't see why it wouldn't work. So maybe we try to do that. Let me hook the power up for this, and bring some channels over here. I guess I have them right there, but... Yeah, let me set up the infrastructure, then we could test that. All right, we got channels now, everything's looking okay. So let's grab some pyrite and see if we can throw it in here. Okay, cool, we're running. And then I didn't put this on auto output, but I don't think it needs to. Am I getting... Okay, there's no fluid alternative, it's just FES2. All right, nice. So only other thing that I see here is possibly... would I want to void the sulfur? But making the void upgrades is annoying for me right now anyway, so I kind of am going to skip thinking about that for the time being. Okay, so yeah, we're getting carbon in now, and iron dust in as well. Let's start it and see if it runs. Okay, cool, it runs, yeah. So I was pretty sure that was going to work, but I'd never actually tried it before, so that's good to know, because like you see here, it is filled up with carbon. So if this was trying to pour iron dust into there and it's full of carbon, it's going to get stuck, and it's going to be annoying. And vice versa. Or if I ever run out of one or the other, I'm never going to remember this machine to go and fix it, you know? So, yeah, we got steel now. So I'm going to need another drawer controller. And I know I had one lying around because I had the quest completed already, but I don't know where it went. It's got to be in one of my old chests somewhere. Otherwise, I really don't know where it would be. But I know I made at least like a couple of them. Yeah, now all this is getting automated. So once this buffers up the steel, then we can get iron dust automated, and the iron dust can be used for different alloys, or I could turn that into iron as well. I guess if the iron dust is buffered up, I might as well just smelt the pyrite, because the pyrite can smelt 1-to-1 to iron as well, so... Not sure I'll set that up, but maybe if I produce enough pyrite at some point, we'll be producing more than we can use, and I could set up a different system that'll just slowly trickle some passive iron in. It's probably not even necessary. All right, to finish automating this setup, I want to make a item detector cover. And with this, okay, yeah, I made a bunch of these before. And then I need an aluminum plate. Okay, so I want to do the dirt line, but before I do that, there's a bunch of other stuff that I got to do, basically. So let me set some of these things up that I need, and then we can do the dirt line. All right, so this should be controlled now. Let's just test it. Let's throw this in here. Is that red? I'm colorblind, so I have a hard time telling. Yeah, it is. It changed a little bit. I don't think it likes... Yeah, it didn't like that. We can move the cable. It's okay. Oh, shit. Yeah, when you're doing this, just remember, don't cover the muffler, otherwise you're going to break it. Okay, now we should be controlling. So we have redstone signal here, controller, disable the redstone, and then we have this item detector cover. Oh, I fell. And this thing is saying if I have 64 of an item in here, stop. And that'll prevent us from voiding stuff ever. And now it should be running again. Yep, okay, cool. Perfect. Alright, so we are good now. This is all set up. Other stuff that might have to happen, of course, the void upgrade here, because we're already super filling up on sulfur, so that definitely has to happen. And then I kind of want to weigh... So I sometimes get like excess wrought iron dust. Yeah, maybe I won't do it automatically. I'll just come put it in here manually for now. But occasionally I have a problem where I have like an excess of stuff that I want to turn into steel, and maybe I could have a system that sends it here. But maybe not also. We'll see how I feel about it later. Okay, so before I do the dirt line, I want to get my circuit automation going, as I ran out of circuits. And I think I have everything I need now to do it. Because the main things that were stopping me before was sulfuric acid, which is here, and then chlorine, which I have downstairs now. So the other part of this is that I'm actually not actively making sulfuric acid right now, but I could be. So I get a byproduct H2S over here, which is this is totally full. And this is bad practice to not renew it, or to not recycle it, but you know how it is sometimes. So I could be using that to make more sulfuric acid. And there's also other recipes for it too, where if this system's not running, because right now I'm not using as much cetane, the cetane is kind of like the support fuel for my base, where some things that don't want to run off of the nuclear, I can run off of cetane lines going around. And speaking of nuclear, how are we doing here? Okay, we got 22% left. So we're fine there. I also made like a new batch of fuel rods, so that will last. That should definitely last me until I can automate it. Okay. So let's approach this No, it's not what I'm looking for. These are what I'm looking for. So yeah, let's make these guys first. Because these are the ones that, these are the or the LV tiers, my bad. And I kind of need to get these things done with because I need these all the time. And I want to start making like arrays of LV machines to temporarily process ores and stuff. And by like an array, I mean like a 9x9, or not 9x9, but like a 3x3 square, maybe even like multiple layers of it. Yeah, but I'm gonna round robin stuff to those machines to process them for the time being. Just because I don't have the multi-blocks, but I can't let that stop me. So let me try to figure out what I gotta do for this, and we'll move on. Alright, so for the part of the circuit crafting that has been my bottleneck so far, basically what I gotta do is get an LCR specifically for circuit boards, and we can actually take a look at all the different kinds we can do here. So I guess the simple iron 3 chloride ones will do us up until the advanced circuit boards. And after that, I guess this will even work too for the more advanced ones. Yeah, this will work. This will be fine. So I guess one LCR for that is fine for now. If I need to expand that, I could. So the recipe that's making iron 3 chloride, this is 1,000 liters of iron 3 chloride after 20 seconds. I'm just going to run that at LV. I could pretty easily upgrade it, but we're going to run that at LV. And then this one, the main reason that this takes forever, 40 seconds to make a circuit board. And we're going to run this at least HV. Maybe I could think about EV. And then, yeah, maybe I do run these at EV. Because, I mean, time is of the essence with this stuff. So maybe I'll go grab an EV one. And we'll build these up at the end of that road there. So as we can see with the network here, this line that comes down and into the chemical room over there is on its 7 channels. This is the last P2P I could run off of it for the system over here. So that's unfortunate, but we can work around it. To solve that problem, I'm just kind of running more wires. What I could do alternatively is make dense cables. But that's kind of too expensive right now. Do I have general... Where's my general use input? This looks weird. Let's look up 003. Okay, this doesn't seem to have very much on it yet. So let's put that one there. Or actually, don't I have one set up for these, like chemistry? Yeah. Let's use this one. There. Did I mess up? I might have messed it up. Oh, I think it was still linking to the other one. So yeah, bind it again. Yeah, chemistry too. Okay, good. I did not mess it up. All right, so I need an export bus, but I'm just gonna set this up. You guys know how to do this. So I put this, I clicked on this with a screwdriver to turn on limiting mode, and this should limit us to 1 stack in here, just so that we're not filling this up with 4 unnecessary stacks of iron dust. And then over here, I want a bucket or something. I hope this will be okay. And I want HCl. HCl input. Bind. Okay, cool. Wow, that like instantly dumped a ton of it in. And then we got to set up controls for this. Let's do a test run. And then we'll come out there, I'll lock it. And I want a tank for it. I don't know if super tank is necessary, but I want a tank for it. Just for a little bit of a buffer. We'll take a low voltage one. And then I'm going to want one of these. And one of these. I don't think I'm actually going to need controls for the other ones because they will just kind of like one by one be dealt with. No, I forgot I'm making hydrogen as well. Okay. Stop. This is not good. We can dump the hydrogen out up top as well, though. That's weird that it finished the recipe even though I broke a block on it. Did you guys notice that? And then we'll do... It literally should be enabled with redstone. Okay, we'll do that. And then I could switch these together and lock them. Where's my cells? Oh, this is the wrong bag. There we go. Okay, you're trolling me. All right, next up on the list. So to actually do the crafts that I want, I need these crafting storages for making little CPUs. So I don't know where I'm going to put these yet. I think they're going to go on like a secondary floor to this, and that the controllers are going to like balloon out and fill up most of this room. And then on the floor above, or maybe even below, I'll put the crafting storages. So I just put a single 4K here for now. I have two more. I could just do this for real quick, like... Another one disappeared. That makes it 12K. So let's go and test out. Let's request like 10 boards. And see if these are working. Oh yeah, that's 12 ticking it. Okay, yes. Extract is always active. Okay, perfect. So that works out just fine. So this is the bottleneck, like by far. Those do not need to be EV. Which I mean, I guess there's no harm in it, but that is just a very bottleneck by the iron through chloride production. Okay, let me clean up, and we will do whatever we're gonna do next. Wow, this is working really well so far. I don't even think it's been an hour where we got 10 stacks here. But the limit is going to be by far the fact that our pyrite production is extremely slow, so once the redstone buffer's up, though, we'll start making more of it. It's time to get some more autocrafting set up. I made a bunch of bending machines. I might need more eventually. I'm not sure yet. But I'm making multiple ones for different circuit tiers. And by circuit, I just mean circuit 1. I don't really need circuit 2 right now. I will eventually. We'll do this one on circuit 10. And then this one just kind of chilling for now. Maybe it'll be circuit 9. It'll be for dense obsidian plates and stuff, and dense lead plates. Oh, one more thing I forgot. So when you do this, you need to click on this, input from out allowed. And then I think it'll just work like that. You know, there's a way to name these two. Hold on, let me see if I can find that. Okay, here we go. So I made a new tool called the Nether Quartz Cutting Knife. I guess it's just the cutting knife. But, so I'm going to click on this. I'm going to call it Bending Machine Circuit 1. We'll do the same for these guys. Oh, I messed it up. There, so those should all be good now. All right, awesome. So now we're just gonna need a whole bunch of channels for over here. And then I also have some mixers. So mixing and like smelting those dust is the most annoying thing to me. So I want to get this automated right after this. So we'll do that. And I need to take a look at my channel setup. We're only at 3 right here, so we got plenty to work with for this room right now. All right, yeah, I kind of went off. So I've kind of just been adding machines that I needed to get to nanosecond autocrafting, basically. So what I was doing is I was going over here and basically just asking myself the question, what would it take to make 100 of these? And just starting to check the boxes, you know? So now I'm at the point where most of the stuff is done with. I just need to get... The last of the easy stuff is the nano CPUs. The rest of the stuff is a little bit annoying. I guess I can get an alloy smelter for this. I need at least 2 alloy smelters because I want one for... What is it called? Soldering alloy. So we'll get 2 of those. One for crafting, one for that. And then, yeah, some other stuff just I can't get right now. But, yeah, for the most part, we're in a good spot. So, yeah, that's that. Every machine I'm setting up now, I direct the interface down, because otherwise it might send items to the other interface. And then you turn on input from output. Do that, turn item auto output on, and then you're set up. So only problem with what I'm doing right now is that these interfaces are costing a lot of power on my ME system, which I'm kind of just going to fall back into the same exact problem I was in earlier, which is running out of power. But now that I know how to run that vacuum freezer setup, I can kind of duplicate it over and over, the vacuum nuke setup. So let's just make sure these are good. I also did a little bit of an expansion over here. So I made this like top part of it. This isn't ideal using cable anchors like this. I could just use colored cables, but I don't have that right now, so I'm not going to worry about it for quite yet. But pretty soon we'll be able to do that, get some colored cables going. I'm using these to kind of like extend my channels out, because otherwise they like break. I think that these can only transfer like 8 channels or something on their own. It's kind of what it feels like. So these kind of just support the system. And this is the end of them. I got these out of a loot bag at some point. There might be more lying around somewhere, but I mean, these are going to get craftable for me pretty soon. It's not that terrible. It's doable. There's just a lot more steps to do. Okay, so now this one's going to be for the... Yeah, this one does actually need an interface, because if I do solar and alloy there, I don't need an interface. I'm just going to need a tank and then a little bit of an output there. I mean, yeah, a ULV tank will be fine. Yeah, I gotta get more. I'm constantly... It's a battle to get everything on Autocraft. Because there's just so many directions I'm being pulled in simultaneously. And then I will need a capacity carded export bus on that. So let me do that. So I forgot that this is going to come out as an ingot, so we'll just do that. Okay, so easy enough. And we'll finish this up like this. I hit it with this. So I'm just going to name this solar and alloy. Like so. And we can bring that downstairs. I've already been giving this some circuit crafts to do, so it's proven to work now. And we should be filling back up here. Yep, there it goes. All right, that is incredible. So just to prove some stuff, let's try. Oh, I'm missing a few more things. So I thought I put the nano CPUs in here. Did I forget? Or mess something up? Is it attached to the system? Nano CPU waiver. Device missing channel. Yep, that's the problem. So what is the problem here? I think it's just on an overloaded... Yeah, it's on P2P. It's on the P2P that just has a ton of stuff on it. So we'll just move it. Let's go to... Let's just look at the inputs. Why is it doing that? We'll just break it and put a new one in. Because I don't know why it's not acting exactly how I expect it to. Okay. So... I guess we could just throw it on, like... Let's see what chemistry's at. Yeah, we could use chemistry too, probably. Alright, there. That's hooked up correctly now. There we go. Online now. My server's going to restart, so give me a minute. Alright, now for the final test of today. Give me 100 of these. Okay, yeah, that's beautiful. The only thing that we need is epoxy sheets. And it's only because I ran out of epoxy because my LCR is shut off, so... That is amazing. So yeah, pretty much all of these should be automated then. The main frames, I would never need that many, but that has other reasons I can't get that. Yeah, I could just straight up craft 10 of those right now. Okay. And the main reason I got on that side tangent was because for the dirt line, I need a whole bunch of machines, and I'm kind of just tired of crafting the circuits on my own, so yeah, now I don't gotta do that anymore. So I'm gonna get right to making the dirt line. What is going on here? It just put a random item in there, I guess, because it didn't have anything to put in there. Strange. Yeah, make sure those are all locked. Yeah, that's gonna do me in for today. A lot of progress. It's unfortunate these are all single blocks, that these are gonna get replaced at some point, but it is what it is. So I guess you gotta do things that are temporary to advance to the better stuff, which is hard to, it's a hard pill to swallow, but like I've been doing it the whole time. So yeah, a lot more things to do in the base before we move on to IV. So we'll see when we get there. I don't know how long it'll be, but until then, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.